All right, so Acura, first generation Acura TSX. This is their speakers. Clearly this one doesn't work very good anymore. All four of my door speakers look like that. And that's where they were before I pulled them out. So from Crutchfield, the spacers they send you, you have to re-drill the holes and everything, and it's gotta be 6-inch. You could probably use a bigger one. But so what I did is, so the TSX, the speakers don't even screw in. So they clip in, they hook down in the bottom, and it's got a little spring clip. You just push down on it, it pops out. So when I got these smaller ones, because originally I got the bigger ones that didn't fit, so I just cut the middle of the speaker. I mean, it's all plastic. So I cut the middle of the speaker out. Make sure you leave the springy tab there, and it'll actually clear the speaker. So you end up with this, which is basically a spacer. Had to notch the edges for the tabs on the speakers to go through, and it's actually a super tight fit in here. I don't have my tripod with me, but there. It squeezes in there super tight, and then I'm gonna try these dudes. The screws that came with the speakers, they might be too long, but there's just a hair, like right here, you've got this little thing band around here, and that's hollow in the back, so I should be able to just run a screw in by hand, and it should work, because it's not really supporting the speaker, it's just keeping the speaker from popping out, because this ring is actually holding the speaker up and keeping it from moving. I said this is just going to keep it from popping out, and this should pop in there. I'll go try it, see if it works. If so, this cut super easy. I just used multi-tool, but I mean, you could use a hacksaw with a hand, or you could even get a knife and heat it up with a blowtorch and cut it out that way, or really, I mean, however you want to cut it, it should be easy. But I said you could probably get the bigger speaker, is just cut this lip off all the way around, but I think I like the way this fits better. So all right, so I did have to get some shorter. These screws that come with these are they're too long, they stick out the back, but it was easier. I just had these sheet metal screws laying around. They actually probably tapped in there a lot easier than using a Phillips by hand. But let's go see if this dude fits. I bet it will. And it does. It fits just like factory. Now I'm kind of disappointed I broke one of my mounts. I might be able to get it work, because I broke one of I thought it slid sideways and busted it off, but this is going to work way better than drilling holes and using the other spacers. So I got my tweeters out, and one was definitely not working. That was what was in there. It actually broke coming out, which actually gave me an idea. I bet I can trim this up and solder the wires off the new tweeters onto there, so I don't have to splice into the wires. So the pins are really small, so no, you could get some blades in there, but I think this will work better. And then what I think I'll do is I'll just trim this flush, and then I should be able to glue that dude in there. Just some hot glue or something. Actually, it looks like this will pop out. Oh, look at that. Even better. Look at that. Fits in there perfect. I'll just hot glue that dude in there. And then so I'll snip the wires like right there, solder that clip on there, and we'll be done. But yeah, so this is apparently floating in my dash somewhere. what side is positive and what side is negative. I'm going to say we go off of what the other ones say, which is, see if they match up. Well, these don't. Yeah, they do. So negative is on the left. So we'll go with negative on the left. All right. It's not pretty, but put some tape on there. I think that'll work. Hopefully I can straighten these pins out because I think I melted them a tad bit. We'll test it before we click them in there. And then on this one, let's pop this sucker out of here. I doubt that dude works. Let's see. Looks like this will unclip. see if I can't do a better job. All right, that was a much better job. And the pins are still straight. So I think that'll stay. I'm gonna tape it. I'm still gonna tape it real good, or I might put some heat shrink on there or something. Just keep it from jiggling in case it'll break, but we'll test those dudes. Let's get some hot glue. So I got it all glued up. I'm not sure if I got it on video because my camera got jacked up. But this should work. Scraping off just stuff so it sits in there better. And I wish I had some liquid electrical tape. I think that would work best. And then I need to get a light because I'm pretty sure these pins are just a little bit crooked from putting too much heat on there. Actually, they're pretty stiff. Not very delicate. Small, but they seem to be stout. Let's go see if these work.